Started from a duck, gonna get to an island. Gonna start from a duck, gonna get to an island. Gonna start from a duck to an island, to a duck, to an island, to a duck. Gonna give it to a person like duck to an island, to a duck. It's over now. Thank you.
My brother and I are competing with each other in the most ambitious game of bigger and better in history. We're playing to see who can trade up from a rubber duck to an island first. As crazy as this sounds, something like this was done from a red paperclip to a house in 2006, and currently by a TikTok account known as Project Simp, so it's definitely possible. But we're also changing it up to try and make it more fun for you watching, so that you're part of the game too. When one of us finally manages to trade to that island, the winner will be giving it to one of our followers or subscribers. The loser will take their pricey item and donate it to a charity of your choice, and they'll also have to build a big statue of the winner on the island. At the end of the last video, I had just traded up to 2 sets of golf clubs, one from the 1930s, and Jared had finally traded his duck up to a mountain bike. Stay tuned to the end for the current standings of the challenge. In this episode, we want to show you how it feels behind the scenes doing this challenge, and Jared's struggle to climb to the top. Now, things started to go a little sideways here for me. Only a week later, Jared was contacted by a guy who wanted to trade him an Xbox 360 and some games for his bike. I was suitably unimpressed at how easy this was going. On the day he came, we brought the bike outside, cleaned it off a bit in the rain, and kicked the ball around a bit while we waited for him. Then, 5 minutes after he was supposed to arrive, he ghosted Jared. Straight up left the conversation. A grown man with kids fully ghosted him with no explanation. So...
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would know.
Luckily for him, only a few days later, someone contacted him wanting to trade this wicked subwoofer for the bike.
Okay, so luckily, after Jared being ghosted yesterday, he immediately was able to make a trade with somebody else, so we're gonna go and get, what is it again?
That's a subwoofer for a car.
Cool, yeah. Normally on Canada Day, Jared and I don't know, for the last like 15 years of our lives at least, have been part of the parade route, which has always been really cool. But this is the first year ever, I mean, obviously, as you guys know, with COVID, that nobody is in the Canada Day parade, which is super weird. So there were some people riding by at like almost like their own little parade on their bikes, which is really cute.
Mom decorated the house.
Yeah, and then, so that's one really cool thing that people have been doing is they've been
With
taking...
the Deadpool mask.
Hey, it's still Canadian. It's
red.
very Canadian.
Oh, he is Canadian.
Yeah, he is Canadian, exactly. Yeah, so people are decorating their houses, so yeah, definitely go ahead and tag us in some of those videos or pictures of your guys' houses if you're decorating them for Canada Day, because those are gorgeous.
He tested out the bike while we talked with his girlfriend and decided he was happy with it. Now, Jared was on a roll here and not about to stop and let me keep my lead. Almost immediately after he had gotten the subwoofer, someone else contacted him wanting to trade it for a watch they'd only worn once. It turns out the watch is worth just over $500 at retail, which, as I'm sure you've guessed, finally bumped Jared up into first place.
It finally happened. Jared has passed me, but he's being really nice and not gloating about it at all. But I mean, I might as well have a good time too.
After not even being able to make a single trade for the whole first month, he launched himself up into first in less than 3 weeks. And he did so with no gloating whatsoever. So here's where we sit right now after that ridiculous rise. If you want a chance at a free island and like what you see, hit the subscribe button or follow us on any of our other accounts so you're in the running too. If you want to trade with us, DM our Instagram and I'll get back to you right away.